Hello everyone, it's Tails from Studio Welfare here, and I have a brand new module out for Foundry Virtual Tabletop that includes the Goblin Tribes token pack, where all of the tokens have been set up to use the token control tools within Foundry. So let's have a look at what we've got. So how to access this is through Moulinet, because at the moment all of my Foundry bits and pieces are only available through the Patreon subscription. So you go to the Moulinet plugin, make certain it's activated and connected to Patreon. Then you go to the, oops, I'll just close that. Then you go to this little icon here, the Moulinet Tiles and Tokens browser. So first of all, through the creators list, go searching for Studio Wildfire, and then in the packs, go searching for the Goblin Tribes, if I can find it. There it is. So as you can see, if I move this over and make it bigger, there are all the tokens. So there's all the different character sets, and then each token that is within each character set. So we've got, you know, the normal little goblins. We've got goblins on spiders. The whole works. So what you're going to want to do if you want to set up a character, so that if I just move this over here. So for example, these guys in the background here are examples. So there's some little goblin peasants that I've pre-set up, and some goblin spider riders. Now they're all set to so the spiders are a 2x2 character square creature, and the goblins are a single character square creature. So how you go and set them up is you can do it either of two ways. I'll show you how to do that now. So when you're in the Tiles and Token Explorer, oops, I'll just go back to where I was. Oops. Where is it? S. There. And then back to Goblin Tribes. So here we are. So let's just say we want to use this token for a character. So down the bottom here, where the little cog is, we set the drop as to token. We can set the grid size to 180, which is the default that I use. Generally, you don't need to set that because we're going to be assigning this to an existing character. So as we can see over here on the side, I've already created a spider rider and a Cavania tribe peasant. So what we want to do is we want to assign this guy to our peasant. So all we do is we drag and drop him onto the tabletop, and this panel will appear. The bit that we want to do is we want to reuse an existing actor. So from our drop-down list, which will have all of your current existing actors in your campaign displayed, you find the actor that you want to assign it to. So here's Cavania tribe peasant, and then you go create token. It'll import it and place him down. Now this is a instance of this character. So if you want to make a change to this character itself, because this is an instance. So for example, when you're playing in a game, every time you drag out a copy of the character onto the virtual tabletop, you're creating an instance of that character. Think of it as this is the character that you're using in this current scenario that you might be playing, this battle or this scene of the engagement. So changes that you make to this character aren't going to transport over to the main core character, which is effectively the overall architecture of your character for the entire campaign. You know, this is just for this scene. Think of it like a scene in an act. So if I get rid of that fella, so we've dragged him onto the tabletop. We'll just get rid of him for now because we don't need him anymore, because that was just to load the artwork in. Now what we do is we go to our character, our actor. We want to then change up the top here, prototype token. And that will bring us to this menu. And we want to go to appearance. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to go and find the artwork that we want to use. Click the browse button. Now you'll find it in Moulinet, Tiles, Studio Wildfur. This pack is called Goblin Tribes Token Pack. It'll then be, so depending upon the character you've chosen, it will be in a folder named after that character. So this is Cavernia Tribe Peasant 2. The 2 on the end is, in brackets, is the scaling that we want to use. So here's, you know, I've already set up three of them beforehand, but we want to use this one that we've just dragged in. So we select that and then select file. So it's whenever we drag out that character from this list onto the tabletop, it will use that token to represent it. Now, the most important bit, so that everything scales correctly, we want to come down here to the bottom where it's got size, leave dimensions, with dimensions in grid squares. This is because it's a medium-sized creature. It occupies a 1x1 map square. So it's 1 map square tall by 1 map square wide. So we want to keep that, but we want to change scale, just if in case it's locked, unlock it. Change that to 2, because some of the artwork is dynamic. So for example, the character might have a weapon or a spear that goes outside the character square, because what most programs try to do is they try to squish the artwork into a single character square, into a single map square. Our artwork's a bit more dynamic, that can go outside it, so we change it to a 2 because the artwork is actually larger. And that 2 you actually get from, as I said, the name of the folder. So if I go back here, you can see the 2 at the end of the name in brackets. That tells us that the scaling is 2, because sometimes we have characters that might be a little bigger or a little smaller, and that number may change. So for this guy it's 2, so we want to change our scale ratio to 2, and then we just hit update token. So now whenever we drag out this character, he uses that token. There we go. That's the quick way to do it. Doing larger creatures, for example the spider riders, I'll just get rid of them, is pretty much the same thing with a little bit of a tweak, because the creature takes up a 2x2 grid square area. So we want it to be so that every time we drag it out, we get a 2x2 creature. The same thing works. So you would go and find the creature you want to use. Let's just say we want to use this one. Drag and drop it onto the tabletop. We want to put it on the spider rider. Create token. So that's importing the artwork. Now again, this is the spider character loaded to that token. So it's an instance of the spider rider. If we want to make certain that the spider rider itself always uses that artwork, again, go into the character sheet, go to the prototype token, click on appearance, change the file path to find that particular artwork, which again will be in Moulinet, Tiles, Studio Wildfur, Goblin Tribes Token Pack. Now this one is in the Feral Tribe Spider Rider. Now you'll notice at the end of the file name it has 2x2, which is telling us that the grid square is two squares across, 2 squares down, and then scaling in bracket is 2. So we select that, Go select the file. Then we come down here to size again, unclick dimensions, give it a width of 2, give it a height of 2, and give it a scale ratio of 2. Then go update. Now, whenever we drag that fellow onto the tabletop, we get the spider at the correct size. And that is the Goblin Tribes token pack, all scaled up, ready to go, and ready to use in Millernet. I hope you have a lot of fun with it, and I hope it gives you many hours of fun chasing around your players with goblins. Thank you very much for watching.